Hey ambitious professionals, it's Linda Rainer of lindarainer.com, guiding you to a career and life you'll truly enjoy. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you 2 key strategies on how to handle explaining gaps of unemployment on your resume. There are many reasons why some of us may have gaps on our resume. You might have taken time off to be a stay-at-home mom or dad. You might have taken time off to study, to travel, or you may just have a gap simply because you've been looking for a job that whole time, but you still haven't been successful. The way to handle your gaps is dependent on when they occurred, and I'm going to give you specific guidance and give you 2 key strategies depending on the situation. There are 2 situations on when you have gaps in your resume. Situation number 1, you have gaps in the past, but you're currently employed. So let's say that you are currently working right now and you've been in your role for at least a year or longer and you're ready to find a new position. But at the same time, you have gaps in your past before you took on this role. That means that there isn't much need for you to truly explain those previous gaps because the emphasis for the employer when they read your resume is to look at your most recent position. So your strategy is going to be to emphasize in detail the duties, tasks, and responsibilities that you've been performing in this most recent position and the achievements that you've been able to accomplish, because that is actually what the employer is going to be paying attention to. Employers tend to focus on the most recent roles that you've held, and if you can explain your most current position in a really detailed and compelling, attractive way, then the previous gaps may not actually be minded as much. Now that's not to say that they're not going to ask you about those previous gaps in the interview, but you want to leave it to the interview to be able to explain and not try to explain it on your resume. The reason for this is because I've personally seen resumes where people have explained in detail why they left every single position and what they were doing in between. And truthfully, that just clutters up the resume. You want to leave that for the interview. You want to have your story outlined in the interview and explain it then. Situation number 2, you have a current gap right now as we speak, and it's actually been longer than a year. So then if that's your situation, the big question to ask yourself here is, have you been doing any work? Have you been helping anybody out, organizations, people as a consultant, helping with ad hoc projects, with tasks that you can say are relevant to the role that you want to apply to? If yes, then it's important to include it. I've heard of so many people, and so many people have told me that yes, I've been on this unemployment break for a while, I haven't been able to find a job, but at the same time I've been doing some consulting on the side, and they don't include that on their resume. Whatever you have, include it, because it's important to show that you've done something rather than nothing. Or if you've been doing some higher education, getting an extra diploma or doing your MBA, you definitely want to include that as well if that's where you've been spending your time studying. And just a one-liner is enough to explain that. Or if you've been volunteering and you've been performing some work-related tasks in your volunteer work, then include that as well. Again, it's better to put something rather than nothing. Now, if you've truly been up to nothing this whole time for this past year and a bit, for whatever reason, then I would say simply go to the most recent position that you have held and emphasize that as much as possible. And when I say emphasize, I mean include 5 to 8 solid bullet points of tasks, responsibilities, and key duties that you've been performing in your most recent roles and lining them up to the position that you want to apply to as much as possible. And don't forget to also include your achievements. It's not worth it to really put something that's personal on your resume. I mean, in my opinion, to say, been searching for the last year and a half and haven't been successful, I mean, it doesn't really look good. I'd rather that you would just focus on your most recent opportunities, the ones that you've recently held, and focus in and hone in on the key tasks and responsibilities there. And from there, you're going to have to really work on your job search networking strategy to make sure that the employers or the recruiters or the hiring managers that you get in touch with fully understand your situation and are willing and ready to read your resume, review your resume, and hopefully get you in for an interview. So there you have it, my 2 key strategies on how to deal with unemployment gaps on your resume. Now, of course, this is only scratching the surface when it comes to developing a truly attractive, compelling, impressive resume to send out to employers. If you want more tips, then feel free to download my free copy of my 10 ultimate resume hacks that will land you more interviews and job offers, which is located in the description box below. Or otherwise, if you are truly ready to revamp your resume, take it to the next level, and truly go through a deep dive and understand how to develop a strong, top-notch resume from beginning to finish, then feel free to check out my course, Top Notch Resume. It's an online self-study course where just within a few hours, you'll be able to be taken step by step through the whole process of rewriting a brand new top-notch resume that you can send out to employers. You can click on the link down in the description box for more details. Now, if you are someone who has been searching for a position for a while now and you're realizing that you don't know how to sell yourself, or you're struggling in landing those interviews and you're ready to get one-on-one personalized guidance, then feel free to reach out to me. Head on over to lindarainer.com/standoutgethired. Feel free to read the page, fill out the application form, and if I think that we are a potential match, then I will reach out to you and we will discuss accordingly. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.